Hi, it's Ramesha here with Vocal Bliss. Today we're going to talk about pitch and how do you know if you're singing on pitch or not? Because sometimes, you're not singing on pitch, but you don't know. Otherwise, if you would know, you would probably do something about it. So this is what we're going to talk about. And before we move forward, as always, I'd like to invite you to subscribe to my channel so you can receive all the videos that I'm going to put out after this. So there's no question that pitch is essential to singing. In fact, we can almost take for granted, or we tend to take for granted, that a singer will sing on pitch. Unfortunately, that is not always the case. I've heard singers, even known singers, who sing live and their pitch is just not as good. And so there are some things that we can do. Often we hear that we're not on pitch, sometimes we don't. Other people maybe notice it, but not us. And so we need to find a way to make our musical ear more and more refined so that we can hear everything and make sure that we're actually singing on pitch every time. But how do we know if we're on pitch or not if our ear is not completely developed that way? So first of all, I'd like to suggest that you always refer your pitch back to an instrument that has good pitch, like a electronic keyboard, something that you know it's in tune and you don't have to worry about it not being on pitch. And unless your ear is really, really good, which I don't think is the case if you're watching this video, you should always use an instrument. Don't trust what you hear thinking, oh, I can tell it's pretty good. No, because this is exactly why you're doing something to improve your musical ear. So use an instrument. If you don't have a keyboard, you can download an app for free on your phone and just use that, and just make sure that you refer back to it every time you practice and every time you're having doubts about your pitch. Another important point is when you're practicing a song, refer back to the pitch. Check your pitch on that keyboard as often as you can. Don't let it go for too long without checking, because it's easy while you're practicing and focusing on different other technical aspects. It's very easy for the pitch to gradually drop and you don't even notice it. And then when you check like a half hour later, you're like a half step or even a whole step below the normal pitch. So while you practice a song, have that keyboard in front of you and check as often as you can. Check those notes and make sure you're staying on pitch, and make sure those notes individually also are on pitch. When it comes to pitch, muscle memory is also very, very important. What I mean by that is that every note has a particular feeling, a particular sensation in our throat, depending where it is in the range. So one thing I would absolutely recommend is don't ever get into the habit of singing a song in a different key from the key you're supposed to singing it in, because it will feel completely different. So if a song is, let's say, in C major, and that's the key that the song is in, and that's the key you're learning the song in, while you're doing other things, maybe while you're washing your dishes and you want to sing that song, don't sing it in a different key. That's often the case. Maybe you don't have a keyboard in front of you, you don't know what key you're singing it in, and you're just humming it. Don't do that, because that will develop different muscle memory, different habits in your throat, because it will feel different. And so your brain will be completely disoriented, because one time it feels one way and one time it feels a different way, and you will have a much harder time to develop the muscle memory that enables you to really sing these notes always on the same pitch, because they feel always the same. So it's not just about ear, it's also about sensation and muscle memory that you develop in your throat as you sing a song on pitch multiple times. Another point I'd like to make that's very important is pitch center. I want to talk about pitch center and what that means, because that can be very, very helpful. So for most singers, it can be really, really daunting to try to memorize the pitch of each individual note in a song. But what you can do that's a lot easier is to get well set, well established with your ear in the pitch center. And what that means is to be able to really feel the key of the song in which the song is written, having practiced it enough that you can really feel that your ear is well established in that key. And this is how you can do it. So for example, if your song is in C major, this is the C major scale. So what I recommend you do is pull out your keyboard and sing this scale up and down a few times until that key is really well clear and established in your ear. So we're going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You can do this multiple times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Or you can just and do a few times going up and down until that key is very much clear in your ear. Another thing that you can do, this is something that I use a lot with my students, is use an instrument like an organ, something that doesn't decay so that you can hold a sound for a while. And go, for example, again, if your song is in C major, that's the key of your song, then play the note C and the note that is 4 notes below C. So C, B, A, G. So C and G. Play them together, hold them down, and because these 2 notes will really help you to anchor the key, this C major key, and then sing the song on top of that. Here, I'll give you an example. Come here while I sing you of emerald hill, of valleys and meadows so fair. See how these 2 notes allow me to keep the pitch center well established and clear in my mind, because these 2 notes, the first and the 5th note of a scale, are the 2 main notes, the 2 anchors, let's say, of that key. And so by playing them ongoing like this and singing your song on top of it will really help you to hear more and more clearly the correct distance between the notes that you're singing and these 2 majorly important notes of the scale. I hope this is clear, but just try that. For example, another song like in D minor, I have D, D, C, B, A. So D and A, for example. Mother of wisdom, mercy and grace. So see how it really helps you to anchor the key, have it very clear in your ear, but at the same time, you're always referring back to something that is very solid. And this will help you with your pitch. Once you've done it enough times, then you will have developed the muscle memory to know where these notes are. And so then you won't need the crutch of these 2 notes played all the time. But it is a very, very helpful tool. So I highly recommend it. I've used it with many of my students very, very successfully to help them with their pitch. So one last thing I want to say is, this is something I've said many times in my videos, but it's worth repeating. Developing your pitch is not unlike developing a muscle. So the more you work on this with the intention of matching more and more perfectly a well-tuned instrument like a keyboard, and the more your ear will become sensitive enough to really hear every little nuance of incorrect pitch. So it will sharpen so much that you will hear everything. And sometimes that's a blessing, sometimes that's a curse, because you end up hearing everything. And it's when somebody doesn't sing in tune, it's very painful, unfortunately, but that's the price you pay to become a good singer with good pitch. So I hope this helps, and please try these two simple, I don't even want to call them exercises, these two practices. Know the scale, major scale on the key of the song that you're practicing, so you have it well established in your ear, in your mind, and then play those two notes on an organ sound or any sound that can be sustained, and then sing the song on top of that, and try to really feel and hear the relationship between the two notes that you're playing and the notes that you're singing, and that will really help you to anchor and to really well establish the pitch in your mind. I hope this was helpful, and as always, if you like this video, please consider giving it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel. So thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next video. Bye.